take care of you.
Hey y'all, so we tried to do live on Facebook with Leontine and it was not working. So we have switched over here to Instagram and I am going to I look a mess. Let's see. Okay, so I sent the request to Leontine over here and let's see if it works over here. And we can pull her in and then we can go live. Well, we are already live. I'm already live. But then we can chat with her. I don't know, Facebook and Instagram be doing what they want to do. So we're going to have to try to make something shake over here. Let's see if she got the request. Maybe it's because I'm that way. Let's see. We'll do it. We're just going to make it work. Hey y'all. Okay, so yes, Leontine, I am pulling you in now. Okay. So let's see if this works better than it worked on Facebook. Hey, there you are.
Okay, this is better. I like this. This is better.
Yes. Okay.
Hey.
So Facebook was not trying to give us, it wasn't letting us be great today.
Facebook wasn't showing no love at all.
So I am so glad, girl. I've been waiting for this one.
Okay, cool.
I am excited to have you and to be able to chat with you today.
Thank you. I'm excited to see you and chat with you too.
Yes. And so we are going to get right in here. This is Adrienne. I am your PR diva, and our diary spotlight today is shining bright on Miss Leontine Abdullah. Now, if you read,
I said thank you.
Now, if you, hey Beverly Hills Mama, I know that's right with that name. So if you read my description of Leontine, Leontine is an established fashion designer who, girl, looking at your questions, was born and raised in South Central Los Angeles. However, those clothes, ma'am, are walking globally.
Yeah.
So introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the questions.
Well, as you said, I was born and raised in South Central Los Angeles.
Oh, we lost her. Hold on. Wait a minute, y'all. We got to get it back. Hold on. Hold on. Uh-oh, what happened? Let's see. Hi. Okay, there you go. She back. She back. All right. There you go. Okay. There you go.
Okay. Yes, I was born and raised in South Central Los Angeles. That's 33rd and Central to be exact.
Okay.
My mom and dad, in the masjid. I'm Muslim, so we were in the masjid every Friday, every Sunday, through the week because I went to Claire Muhammad Muslim School, and pretty much, they raised me. Okay. They raised me and they taught me a lot and they taught me well. So I'm thankful for that mother and father in the home.
I know that's right. But did y'all hear that though? She said they raised me. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands, like there's a difference between being raised and being raised.
Right. That's right.
So you are representing the fashion industry. Tell us a little bit about that and how you got started in that.
Well, as I mentioned, and I always say in my interviews, my mom used to sew. So when I was a little girl, I would stay up late nights with her, and she would always sew for people in the community. So our clients were basically people either from the masjid or in the community, and they would want things like wedding gowns, the fur coats, because it was the 70s, early 70s. They were still wearing those long fur coats and everything you could think of in the 70s. So my mom would do that. And I would watch her. I would stay up late nights with her, curl her hair because she used to wet set her hair. So I would roll it so I can watch the 10 o'clock news and stay up late. As she's making these patterns with newspaper, I'm watching it like, wow, that's amazing. And I would learn. So I would just watch her. And then, by the time I was 6 years old and Mahogany came out, watching that movie, I was saying to myself, wow, my mom knows how to sew and she can do that too. So I'm like, well, I want to do that. I used to tell my mom, she would teach me baby steps. She wouldn't let me touch her sewing machine because it was the old fashioned machine. And so she was like, no way. And so I would sneak and use it though, but she taught me a basic stitch by hand. That's the first thing I learned. But she taught me how to crochet and knit. And I was 6 years old, and I was knitting and crocheting, and it was just so easy because watching her do it. She did it so effortlessly, and once I caught on, I learned it. And as she's making these basic patterns, for a skirt, a shirt, I'm watching her, and I started doing it. When she was gone, I would get newspaper, I would cut out, and she used to tell me this: do not use my fabric scissors to cut paper. Because fabric scissors are for fabric only and paper scissors are for paper only. I now understand what she means. I've been knowing that for about 20 years now because it will become dull. When you take scissors that you use only to cut fabric and then you cut paper with it, it dulls and you have to keep sharpening it and it'll just damage. So now I understand that because some fabrics, like the fine fabrics, it will just snag in. And now I totally understand what that means. But I was just blessed to be able to have someone in the house who could make anything. And when I say anything, I mean anything. So that's where I pretty much learned.
So, I mean, this is all, not that we have a script, but what was the first outfit? Have you made outfits for your mom? Did you ever make an outfit for your mom? How was that first?
You know what? For my mom, yeah, I would try to make blouses and things like that. It wouldn't come out too great, but I did make like skirts. The thing, my specialty at like 7 was a tutu because I was in ballet classes and I was going to classes for guitar and things at the Watts Towers, and I took African dance at the Watts Towers in 77. So my thing was I wanted to make tutu skirts, and I made that. And by the time, as I mentioned before, in junior high school, everyone was asking. It was like Madonna and Cyndi Lauper era, so everybody was asking for those skirts. And I was making money on the side making those tutu skirts, So yeah, I would say a blouse for my mom.
That is so, girl. Yeah, that's Cyndi Lauper and Madonna age. Oh my gracious. So, if you are a fashion designer and a television personality, but you say, and then you're like, my talents are too many to choose. But you like to highlight your fashion design talents. And then you refer to yourself as a trendsetter. What are some things that you like and that you set the lane for?
Yes, I do. What my main thing is, and I always tell people, like when I speak to women, especially women, and I say women first because that's my first, that's who I feel like I represent well first is women. And I always tell them, the woman is a gift and should be presented as such. So you always have to be yourself. And when you be yourself, because at the end of the day, there's nobody there for you but you. So, with the trends and the things that are going on now, and with even like with our bodies, how the women are just totally mutilating their bodies to take out ribs, to have small waists and inject their butts in their breasts. I'm like, I'm not with that. And you wear what you want to wear. If you like it, I love it. If it feels good, wear it. And my thing is, with the trends I'm mood-based. And my father, as I mentioned, he's Muslim, so he's very militant. He's always telling me to be myself, do what you want to do. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Do you, because what they're doing It's not going to stop what you're doing. And my thing is, I wear what I want. If I feel like, you know, if I know I'm going somewhere and I'm feeling a certain way or feisty, I'm going to wear something that represents that. And I'm going to set a tone for myself. And I don't make anything that I don't wear. And this is even with my clients. If my clients come to me or whoever, and they say, hey, I want to make this, that, this, and the other. And if it's, and this is just me. And I feel like as a designer, I have that right to turn it away. I don't want to make it. It's not about the money to me. Because remember, this started off as my passion. And when you do your passion, it's like you're not really working.
Right.
So when people come to me, it's like I dress them for them in their mood and their whatever it is they're going to. If they're getting married or if they're just going to a birthday party or whatever, you know, I kind of look at their personality and I look, you know, because everybody can't wear a sequin. Everybody is not going to wear a sequin with the passion and the whatever, the heart that maybe I would wear it. You know, maybe they don't want to wear a mini dress or maybe they don't have that type of a personality. Because everybody has their own personality. Some people are more conservative. There's nothing wrong with that. But everybody's not going to wear the same type of clothing. And I tell a lot of women, you may see it on the mannequin in the store and say, hey, you know what? That's a nice dress. It's really cute, sexy or whatever. But you also have to store and try it on. Because a lot of times you see things in the store, and this is me too, you know, as shopping as a teenager, you see things in the store and then sometimes you put it on, it doesn't look the way it looked on the mannequin. So you're like, hey, maybe, I mean, I like the look, so maybe I can switch it up. And that's what I used to do. I would switch up, I would alter things, you know, in junior high school. I see an outfit I like, or maybe pants, because the pants never fit because they're European based. You know, the fit model. The fit model makes typically a European model. So, you know, there's no curves and all those type of things. So I would take those clothes and I would alter it. I would maybe taper the pant because it's too wide. I would, you know, put it to fit my body. And then maybe I do certain embellishments and things because remember, I'm mood based. This is my personality. So I try to set trends that I feel like women will be happy in because we have to be happy. And I'm just an advocate for happiness because there was a time when, you know, it was kind of gloomy. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, going through trials and tribulations, it's hard trying to stay strong. So you gotta find things that keep you happy, things that are vivid, things that are bright. And as we know from studies and facts, colors stimulate the mind.
Yes, very much so. So it says that you were in the industry since you were 18 months old. Now these 18 months don't count when you started sewing it.
No. So it was
go ahead.
You said what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, so you were acting when you were 18 months old. So they had you out there doing commercials and stuff.
Yeah, my mama found an agency. It was Gilbert Lindsay. It was an agency, an old Caucasian couple. I remember we were out somewhere at a department store and they asked my mom if she was interested in signing me up to do commercials and different types of things like that. So she signed me up. And I remember going to, let me find that call. Okay, so I remember by the time I was like 5, even 4, I have these photos. They had like all these different, I wore the same dress, but it was 2 different pictures. And I had my hair in the ponytail in one, and then the other one I had like little curls and things, and I still have that photo. So I have 2 personalities. And in one I was so innocent, and then the other one I was looking like, what you looking at? Like, you know, and I remember that got me a lot of work. And stereotypically, you know, being, you know, African American back in the 70s, it wasn't too much you could do. But I guess I would be the black child or the black girl on the commercial or on the movie or the sitcom as an extra or whatever, you know, starting out. So it was really fun. It made a lot of money. I had fun, and it was a part of the world that I got to see, you know, when I go home and I'm like, oh my God, I was on that show, you know, and it was just, it became normal to me.
Okay. So you have these couture gowns now. I wish I would have printed some out so I could have been like, look at this. But But these gowns have graced the runway of not the runway, the red carpet at the NAACP Image Awards.
The volume went down.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's low. Maybe on your, check your, is it on your end?
I didn't, yeah, my phone is sitting up.
That's interesting. I don't know where the volume will go down, but I can still hear you.
Okay. All right.
It's just
you
low.
good? You can hear me good? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, NAACP Image Awards, Academy Awards. You designed for cast from Twilight, Teen Mom, Tori Hart, Melvin Jackson. I mean, you have all these names. So how did you get to the area? What was the big break into, I guess, Hollywood fashion, even though you already...
I'm sorry, the volume is... I don't know what's going on. The volume is down on your end, I guess. I didn't touch anything.
Because my volume is for me, it's up. Can you hear me? It's still low?
I can hear you. It's just really low. But let me see. I just closed my door so that way. But I can hear you. I can.
Iconic Lux Hair said we can hear.
Okay. I can't. I don't know why it was perfect and now that's crazy. Okay.
It is.
On my Instagram.
Not trying to let us be great. But the question was, Christy said she can hear both of us. So
so I guess it's just on my end. That's crazy.
So what was your break into the Hollywood fashion scene? I know you were already acting and doing those things, but what was the big door opener for you, for the celebrities to start wearing your clothes?
As I was acting in elementary school, junior high school, and modeling, I broke away after high school, met my kid's father. We had 5 kids. They're grown now. We're no longer together. Yeah, we're no longer together. By the time I was with my last child, I left. It wasn't a good relationship, so I left. And I started over on my own. So it took about 13 years, went back to college. When I got back to college, I got 3 degrees in business. I wanted to become a business owner. I knew I still wanted to be in the fashion industry and get back in the industry. So what I did was I went to El Camino College. I went to Santa Monica College. I took some classes and I met my mentor, my fashion mentor at El Camino College. Now, her name was Priscilla Radcliffe. And she saw something in me. She saw my hunger. She saw my drive because I was there bright-eyed. I was there with my eyes popped wide open because I had questions. I had got back in the industry by just showing up to a lot of events, wearing my clothing, wearing my designs, and they were just getting me in. I would come really dramatic and I was meeting people. I was networking. So through the grace of God, when I met Prissy, she was a celebrity designer, and she was still teaching, but she had all these famous clients, these big names and, doing great things. And I'm like, wow, that's what I want to do. So she pretty much took me under her wing. I knew everything that it was that I was doing, the sewing, and I had a few clients because I was doing the same thing my mom was doing while I was in college and working a full-time job. I worked like 3 full-time jobs, basically. And it's getting blurry. I don't know what
is going on with your phone over there?
I look clear, but your end looks blurry. That's so disturbing. I guess it's just Instagram. So I went back to college, and in between, raising my kids and being a single mom at that time after leaving, the kid's father and just choosing to leave with nothing, I took those classes. My mom would bring my child, the last son that I had just had, this was 21 years ago, up to the school so I could breastfeed because I breastfed all my kids, like my mom did us. So in between classes, I'm making straight A's. I took a job at the school as the personal assistant to the dean of Trade Tech at the time. Chan was her name. She was so wonderful. She taught me things too. But Priscilla Radcliffe at El Camino, by the time I got to El Camino College, she taught me so much. I mean, I would go to her house. She lives near me too. So I would go to her house, she would teach me things that I wanted to learn. She would teach me things on the business end because I took her fashion business class. And I just had all these questions. So she would even take me around to events with her. Her schedule was so busy because she was teaching and doing other things. She would send me to events, like, to Prince's house when he was alive. I would go to his house. I would go to all these people's houses and fashion shows, so I could see what it was that these people were doing with their own shows and just staying motivated. Because in those 13 years that I was waiting to get back into, well, I wasn't waiting, but I had no choice because, I had to raise my babies. Right. I chose to raise them because I felt like I had a good life. My mom and my dad raised us very well. We had everything we wanted and everything. We didn't have to want for nothing. So I said I didn't want my children to have to go through that. They were going to have their mother. Even if they didn't have their father there every day, they had me. And I'm very proud of them. They're all in college. They're all, they graduated, most of them, except the last two. And, they're doing very well. They're 21 to 27 years old. So they're grown. And it's just me now. So
you don't even look like you have 21, 27.
And you know what? Thank you. I just left the gym, so I didn't have time to get in makeup and all that kind of crazy stuff. But I'm here.
Oh, I have on mascara and some lip gloss. That's all you get.
I don't have nothing on. I still have sleepy face, and you know what? I don't care because I'm home sewing. I have some clients coming by in a minute, and then I got a couple events tonight, for BET. So I'm
Yes.
But I really, really, like the fact that I stayed prayerful. I kept watching all the Access Hollywood, the E! News, all the red carpet shows, all the award shows at the time. I kept my faith because I feel like if you have something to believe in, you're going to have this sense of, I want it and I'm going to get it. And if you keep saying this is going to come, I'm going to have it, you put it out into the universe, it's going to happen. And it did. And there were so many people, unfortunately, like counselors and all these different people, when I told them, well, I want to have my own business. I want to be a business owner. They're like, well, that's too expensive. How are you going to do that? And I'm saying, these are my counselors. These are people that are supposed to be helping me. And they're telling me it's too hard or too expensive to have and own a business. And I'm saying to myself, wow. Even some family members, and it was very disappointing, but it didn't stop me. Because I had dreams of the things that I'm doing now, vivid dreams. And that's why I keep telling people, and I have a lot of people that I know, friends or whatnot, and I tell them, because we all go through our problems and we all complain, about our problems, and we don't appreciate what we have in the now. So when I was sitting there taking care of these kids and it wasn't easy, I was okay with that because I knew that that's what God wanted me to do. Because sometimes, we're used as a vessel to do things so that other people can, exist and do what it is that God wants them to do. So I did that, and I did that for 13 years. And I kept my faith. I kept, there were nights where I just would not sleep because I was like, I'm talking to God, and God became my best friend to me to this day. That's how I feel like it is, because every time I turn around, I'm talking to God. And I'm like, it's so interesting because I'll be with my friends and I just start talking to God. And I'm like, oh my God, I'll just start talking and saying things and putting it out there. And I noticed that all those things I prayed for, all those things that I asked him for, and all those things that I went to bed dreaming about has happened above and beyond. Because he saw something, and I feel like we're here for a reason. And I've been told by my father that our paths were paved when we were born. All we have to do is walk that path. And I know there are distractions along the way because I got deterred by a lot of the distractions. But I feel like, and I say this to everyone, if there is anything you feel, and when we're 5 years old, when we're kids, we know what we want to be. We know what we want to be. But see, life tells us, and people in life tells us, oh, you can't be that. That's hard. It's not hard. It's hard for them. It's because some of these people don't have dreams of their own. Some people are content with a 9 to 5, and that's fine if that's you. Some people are content with, I want somebody to tell me when to go to the bathroom. I want somebody to tell me when to take a break. I want somebody to tell me that I can take my lunch break now, or I can take my vacation and go to my kid's graduation. When I was working those jobs, and I had people telling me when I can go to the bathroom, and I like to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, hey, hold on. You're not going to tell me when I can go to the bathroom, when I can take my break. I said, this is not for me. I said, it's got to be something greater. And I literally, you know, I always tell this story. I used to be in telemarketing. My last job, I was a supervisor. I was the only Black supervisor over a floor of a lot of people. And I had to teach them, because I'm a very good speaker, I would teach them how to talk on the phone and how to sell. I could sell you anything. So I taught them how to sell on the phone. And as I was there teaching these people, doing so well for this company, I was saying to myself, I can do that for myself. So why am I here? So Angela Bassett walked into it was at the SAG building on Wilshire. She walked into the building one day and she went in the elevator. And I was sitting down eating my lunch. And I was like, hey, you know, and Waiting to Exhale had just came out. That was one of my favorite movies. I was like, oh my God, there she is. When she walked in that elevator, I said, it's like 12:30 in the daytime. She doing what she wants. She in her jeans and she had on a white shirt. And I said, oh, I was like, you need to go. Like, I kept telling, I would have talks with myself in that hallway in this chair I used to eat my lunch in. And I was like, what are you doing here? And I don't know, it was something in me, and I know it was God. He was tapping me on the shoulder like, it's time to go. So a few days later, I quit. Because they were, you know, they weren't respecting me anyway as the only African-American Black supervisor there. They were very, you know, the men and all that. They were very disrespectful. And I was saying to myself, I'm doing a good job at this job. And if I can do it for them, I'm going to do it for me.
Oh, it's so cool. When I add this video, I'm going to hope that we're going to just keep on tagging Angela Bassett. Be like, do you know that
That's right. That's right. She played a big part in walking out. I had to see one of my favorite actors at the time walk in that building with confidence and like, oh, I'm just going to casually go up to the SAG office and take care of what I'm taking care of for 15 minutes and come back downstairs. Right. And it was just something in me that said, you know what? You need to be able to casually walk around town and do what you want to do. And I said, okay, it's time. It's time to get back in the industry. And that's what I did. And I had no money in the bank. I didn't really have a whole lot of nothing. I had faith. I had so much faith that every step I took, God was he was letting me meet people who guided me to the next dot, into the next path, into the next. And it was like connect the dots. Everybody had something to offer me that I needed. Even if I didn't have the money. There was this, there was that. It was all types of stuff. And so I said to myself, okay, I see you, God. You making a way for me. You paving a way for me. I can't let you down. And that's what I'm going through right now. He's paving the way. And even though there are times when it seems like, oh my God, I'm not going to finish it. Because remember, I work when I'm sick. I work when I'm whatever. If I have big, you know, like something, I don't get sick a lot now. And I'm thankful because I try to eat right. I drink a lot of water, get my sunlight, walk about 6 miles a day. So I feel good, you know, especially the things that I went through because I did have cervical cancer scare and I did have fibroids and all that. And, you know, with those major surgeries, you know, having them remove my uterus, my cervix, you know, and I talk about it freely because it's something that people need to hear and see. Right. I didn't whine and complain and lay around. I got up the next day and I walked onto a red carpet or I walked onto an event and got clients because when I'm out at these events, I'm not just taking pictures. I'm out getting clients. I'm like, you have to remember, this is my job. So my job is to get out there. I'm a walking billboard. My job is to get out there and to get the client and to make sure that, hey, if they see this, I wear me. And if I would, I mean, what kind of designer would I be if I didn't wear me? Because I know a lot of designers who don't wear them. And I'm saying I believe in my brand. And if I believe in myself and I believe in my brand, I'm going to rock me every chance I get. I have a rule that if I don't wear me, I don't go. It's that simple. Because when I was, you know, when my kids were, you know, babies and I was still practicing and doing things and learning little techniques and things, I said, I don't see how a designer could not want to wear themselves. I mean, it's okay to wear anybody else, but I'm just saying, here I am, a designer who's trying to become international and trying to have a household brand. So when I die, everyone will know who I was and they will know who I am because my brands will live on. And it won't just be clothing, you know, it'll be anything fashion, accessories, shoes, perfume, all that's Leontine. I'm trying to brand Leontine to a whole nother level. So I'm saying to myself, why wouldn't I wear myself? That doesn't make sense to me.
Right. And that is a good transition into That's So Leontine. Let's talk about that. So she has a show that she is working on that, or have you already filmed it? Or are you in the process?
We're still filming. And I had to stop filming because I had a lot going on. And it's when we started filming, we filmed Bridezillas. And Bridezillas is supposed to air next week, our episode. So we're gonna see how that goes. It's been a year. And so when we started that, I had so many projects I had to stop. And I had to take a break because there was no way, you know, I get tired too. Even though I get about 3, 4, 5 hours sleep. I said, you know what? I'm going to film on my time. And it's cool. So now we just have like about 3 more shows to film, but it's a lot of segments because I'm teaching. In the show, basically, it's 28 minutes, and it's about Leontine, what I do in the industry. It'll be about a design that I might rock on the red carpet. I'll show people how to do this design because after El Camino College, I went to Mood Fabrics, and they had me doing workshops there. I was teaching people about networking in the industry, teaching them how to get in the industry, because everybody wants to know, how do you get in the industry? There is no one question, no one answer to that question. It's basically networking. It's all about networking, a lot of faith, getting out there, representing yourself. Like I said, wearing myself, wearing my brand. I have to speak for myself so I can show you better than I can tell you. Right. And it's just a lot of me showing things that I did in my workshop. I had 30 minutes class. I had classes where I taught you how to make a clutch purse in 30 minutes, how to make a reusable grocery bag in 30 minutes, how to make a maxi dress in 30 minutes. Yep, that's my specialty. Quick, fast, and hurry. But I teach people who don't know how to sew because everybody don't have time to go take sewing classes. And there are people, men and women, they want to learn how to make something. You know, some people have it in their heart. You know, sewing is what we all did back in the day because we had to make our clothes, you know. So back I'm talking about before our time, you know, we had to make our clothes. So, you know, it's in us. You know, a lot of people want to make things, even if it's just a little project, or maybe they want to make a little dress to go to, or their birthday dress or something. So I teach people how to do it. And then sometimes people just want to learn how to embellish stuff, how to put jewels on dresses or gowns. Or I had a lot of people who were figure skating, people who were artists in the industry, in the that did plays and things, or on Broadway, musicians. They came in and they took like my embellishment class, my jewel class, and they wanted to learn how to make different type things because, like I said, I'm crafty. I can make pretty much anything. I can mimic anything I see. If I see something, I'm the type of person that I can, you know, mimic it and get all the tools I need to do it.
That is, girl, we're going to talk about these 30-minute outfits and clutch purses after this.
Okay.
So I know it said you spoke a lot about your time and teaching the classes, and then you want to ensure your trademark goes through, and you want to continue to build on the House of Leontine. I know that's right. Girl, she took y'all to the house, y'all. The House of Leontine. So is that going to be a more couture line, more upscale items that you would do at the House of Leontine?
Yes. I didn't want to put everything under one umbrella because, you know, as a business, but I am going to House of Leontine will basically be a lot of couture things for red carpets, things like that. You know, I'll still have Leontine collection. I also have Diva Etiquette. I put on hold. I've had that first. Diva Etiquette was my first brand, and I put that on hold because that's going to be more, you know, risque things, and I'll launch that next year. Relaunch it again because I launched it in 2011, and I'm going to relaunch that. But it'll have all my, you know, kind of like how Victoria's Secret is. Victoria's Secret has pink. They have Body by Victoria. They have, so it's like 3 different rooms. Well, 4 because they have angels and a couple of other things. They have all these rooms with all their items in there. Right. And that's what it's basically going to be like, something like that. And yeah, I do offer mentorship, but this is the way I operate because I am faith-based and I'm a Leo, and I go off people's auras, and I'm a true Leo. I don't know how that happens. You know, I don't believe in all that, but it's true. What I do is a lot of people will hit me up and say, oh, can you mentor me? Can you mentor me? What I do is I look for people who are like me with passion. I look to see, are you really trying to do this because you love to do this? Or do you just want to do this because you want to get out there and be with the celebrities? Do you want to get out there and hang and party and do that? Because that's not what I'm out there doing. I'm out there working. I have fun. I have a good time and I leave. I'm not out there all night. You know, I get out there, I network, I support people who support me. And when I mentor them, you know, if it's something I do, I always hit up people, even with my models. Like I try to mentor them the best I can, coach them, try to bring them along with me, especially if I believe in them and feel like they deserve that, because I see things in them and I can see through people very clearly. I don't know, I have this gift to just look through people. You can kind of see and feel the aura without them even speaking. And when I meet people like that, you know, I meet a few people like that every so often, and I will help them the best I can. And I do a lot of things for people that you will never hear about. I do things for people that if I don't tell you, you won't hear about it. Or maybe sometimes they tell people. But there are a lot of things that I do, and it's not just in fashion for people, because there were people who did things for me. There were angels and guardian angels who did things for me that you wouldn't even believe if I told you. And I'm saying to myself, I believe that sometimes people just need a help and a boost. You know, we all have a passion. You know, we can't all quit our jobs and say, hey, you know, because we have responsibilities. You know, I didn't mind losing my medical benefits at the time, because I felt like, you know, hey, if my government needs to help me, then my government needs to help me for a few months or a few years, because I earned that right. And I feel like, hey, my children deserve that. I deserve that. And I had a plan. I've been writing my plan. I still write my plan. I have a journal. I tell everybody keep a journal. It can include anything you want to jot down, your grocery list or anything, because we all need to see how far we've come. We all need to write down things, because, you know, sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget that we get ideas sometimes. I get ideas all the time. I'm like, let me write this down because I'm going to forget it when the morning comes. Sometimes I get up out of my sleep to write it down because I might forget it. And I'm always thinking about work, which is unfortunate. It's a good thing, but it's a bad thing because sometimes I can't shake it. You know, I like to go, because I design and I'm always bending my neck and standing up with a dress form. My neck or my back may hurt. So I always get massages. I try to do that twice a month. And even with all that, it's like there are things that we need to do to keep ourselves healthy, you know, as a designer. And so that way we don't, you know, and that's why I like to eat a lot of raw vegetables and things, you know, things that are healthy, because, you know, I don't want to get sick. I like what I do. I love what I do. And just period wise, with everything I've been through, I'm not trying to go back there. And I'm not trying to, you know, resort to man-made pills unless I have to, and I have no choice. But yeah, I feel like everything happens for a reason. And I feel like these people, you know, I like to mentor people if I can. And I feel like if they're really into it, because some people they want the end result. They don't want what it takes to go through, because they see the end result and say, oh, wow, that's so glamorous. But you don't see the late nights. You don't see how, like, I'm in here sewing now, and I got 3 tables with stuff all over it. I got sequin on the floors that I've been cleaning up early this morning. You don't see how I'm getting tired now. I'm getting hungry. And sometimes friends will drop by and bring things. And then sometimes it's like, okay, now I got to stop and I got to go. And I don't want to stop because I'm in this groove and I'm like, oh my God, you know, and I can't keep eating fast food and things. So I think that anything you want in life you can have, but you got to talk to God first, because I'm God fearing, and then you got to talk to yourself and say, hey, do I care what those people think? Because people, let me tell you, this is something I need to say this. There are people in our lives, our mothers, sisters, fathers, aunties, brothers, lovers, cousins, whatever, best friend, and it be those people, unfortunately, that tell you, you need to just do a regular job. No, you just need to do something safe. You need to get a job, just a regular job, so you will have your benefits and your this, your that. And they'll tell you, oh, it's too hard. Oh, no, that costs a lot of money. Oh, why you want to do that? They will say things that will crush you if you let them. And you know what? A lot of people said those things to me growing up, and even now as an adult. Well, they know not to now, because I don't play that. But they would say these things to me as I'm with these children. They're like, oh, you got 5 kids. You got, and so what? You know, I'm saying to myself, okay, but I have something you don't. I have passion. And I have a talent. I have a gift.
Amen.
So all these things that these people told me I was never going to dress the celebrities. I was never going to have my own business. I have more than one. They told me I was never going to do any of these things. Number one, they would use like poor excuses like I'm Black. I'm a woman. I'm a mother with children. I'm a single parent. You know, little scenarios like that. I'm like, what are y'all even saying? Y'all sound stupid. It don't even make sense. But all those people that told me I wasn't going to do what I'm doing now, they still doing the same shit. And you know what else? They doing worse off. Or they ain't doing nothing else. Or they in my DM asking me for a job. They in my DM telling me how proud they are of me. They knew they was going to do this. I see them in Walmart. Oh, yeah, that's my girl. That's my friend. Yeah, I told her she was going to. And I'm a Leo. So as a Leo, I tell it like it is. And I'm not, you know, I think a lot of people, because I tell it like it is, and I'm not afraid of nobody but God. So all the things I went through made me who I am. So I'm no longer shy. I'm no longer timid. I'm very outspoken. I believe in my brand. I believe in myself. I have life. There were things that could have took my life, you know, like there were times when I almost died. I was hit by a car when I was 6 years old, knocked up in the air and down in the middle of the street. It was a police chase.
Oh, wow.
In the ice cream truck with my sister. She was holding my hand in front of my house. We got to the middle of the street, a car, it was a car chase. This was in 1976. The car was coming down the street, running from the police. And my sister saw it and she panicked and she let go of my hand. And I stood there in the middle of the street. Car knocked me up in the air and knocked me down on my knees. I have scars to prove it to this day. And
wow.
I survived. And I survived cancer. I survived all those things. I survived the hate. I survived the haters. I survived my ex-relationship with my children's father. I survived having those kids, raising those kids, and I love my life. I love having life. I love my good days. I love my bad days. I love the fact that I wake up, because people like to complain. And I'm not friends with people like that. I'm kind of like solo dolo. I know a lot of people, but I love to be by myself, and I love to be around people who make me smile and I make them smile, because there's so many miserable people in this world.
Yeah.
And there's so many haters in this world. They be mad at you just because you live in your dream. They be mad at you because you went. They don't think about everything I went through. They don't think about how there were so many heartbroken nights and days and years. They don't talk about that. And they don't talk about the fact that I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go way across town to Compton College to my mentor's other facility where she worked, and took about 2 trains and 3 buses back in the day. They don't talk about that. And they don't talk about how I went home from the lab, because I used to work for Victoria's Secret at the Beverly Center in Beverly Hills. I took a job after my telemarketing job. I would take the Dash bus over there, and they don't talk about how I sat on that bus stop because it only ran an hour once every hour at night. Because once I got out of there at almost midnight, I had to wait till like 1 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, 1:34 to get on the bus. They don't talk about that, and they don't talk about how when I got home to fix my kids' lunch for junior high school, and to get them ready for school, then get my 3 hours of sleep so I can get up and do it all over again. They don't talk about all the things I went through. They just talk about the outcome, or they look at the outcome. Oh, she thinks oh, you living your best life, huh? You're damn right I'm living my best life, because I went through all these things and nobody was there really to help me except for a few people. So I said, okay, I'm very happy. You damn right I'm living my best life, and I'm going to keep living my best life. As long as I wake up and inhale and exhale, I thank God.
Amen. Amen. I know that's right. Girl, we could talk forever.
Okay.
But I want to give a recap, even though I'm going to save it, hopefully, if Instagram let me be great. But for the people who didn't see the beginning, I just want to do a recap for you all to bring you up to speed with this miraculous young lady's life. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what you may have missed or didn't hear, 13 years. A blessing may be delayed, but it's not always denied. You got to understand that. So her delay lasted for 13 years.
That's right. 13 years.
You understand that. 13 years. Because as you said, people see the outcome. They see the finish line, but they don't see the in-between. They don't understand what goes on in the process. They just see, you made it. Yeah, I made it, but there was a grind that got me here.
Oh, yeah.
So 13 years, 3 jobs, a single mom, straight A student, breastfeeding in between classes and in between, because I was taking notes, Tiny.
That's right.
Notes. Breastfeeding in between classes and making sure that you stay on top of whatever it is that your dream is. So watching the red carpet shows, Entertainment Tonight, whatever the shows were that would keep you abreast of what was going on when you couldn't be there. These are all the things that when you ask for a mentor or when you ask for information, these are things that you have to know. And I believe, Leontine, when you said that you look for the passion in people and you look for people who really want it, you know, you pay attention to people, what their actions are. What are you doing to get it without a mentor before you come to me? What have you done? What are you doing to try to help yourself before you ask for help from me?
That's right. That's right. And you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid. You have to be so fearful that you look people in their eyes. And the only way I'm not going to do something is if someone tells me no. If they tell me no, I'm going to go on to the next person. I'm going to go on through this other way. And if you don't let me in the door, I'm going around the back door. And if you don't let me in the back door, I'm going around through the window. I'm hopping in through the window when I stand on the chair, because that's basically what I did. I do that to this day. And I'm saying, no does not stop me. When people say no, it tells me I know I'm going to get it. Because when people tell me no, and I look at them, I just smile, because I'm like, girl, you just don't know what you told me. I'm about to get this. So I go and do it. And I say, you know what? It's just a blessing, because, like I said, all those things you just talked about, I went through and did all those things while I was having all these things that were happening to me as far as cancer. Then a year later, like 2 years later, the fibroids, and then this, and then that. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. Surgery after surgery, and then still coming out okay. Thinking this is the end, thinking, oh my God. But I kept my faith. I said, I know you're not about to take me now. I feel it. I said, I'm going to be all right. I know. I said, yeah, I'm going through some pain, but I'm going to be all right. And like I said, he was my best friend. So I had to keep talking to him. And I said, okay, I got you. I said, I'm going to do, what you want me to do. I know my calling. This is my talent. This is my gift. But I also know that I have to be an inspiration to other women. They have to know that it's okay to go through trials and tribulations. Yep. And stop using I have kids as an excuse. Stop. I'm so sick of it. They have 1 and 2 kids. I know people 1 and 2 kids. I'm like, girl, I got 5. Did you forget? And I'm walking. So what if you got to walk to the grocery store to get your groceries? So what if you got to get on the bus? So what if you got to, I didn't, and I'm the type of person, I'm a Leo, so I don't ask, I won't ask nobody for nothing. I walk to the store, and it's like the things that stop people are the excuses. And when I stop my excuse, because I had some, but I also try to remember now, you can't have no excuses, girl. You got to do your thing, Sometimes I'm laying in bed that I have to set an alarm, even though I get up a few minutes before. If I go to bed at 12:30 and get up at 4:30, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll take 5 more minutes. And I'm sitting there with my eyes open, like, you got to get up because it takes you about 30 minutes to cut that out. You got to cut that out. I'm talking myself into it. And then I just throw the covers off and I get up. And by the time I'm up, I'm okay. I'm good. Yeah. Because I know that I'm my own boss. Remember, I wanted to be my own boss. So I got to get up. I got to tell myself as my own boss, girl, get your butt up out the bed and get your work done so you can go live your life. And you try to go to an event tonight, you better work. You better do your work and you're going to be home. So that's the only thing to it that's funny to me is, I wanted to be my own boss. And now I'm my own boss. And it's like, okay, I got to tell myself what to do.
Look, you don't get up, I'm going to fire you. You've been fired yourself.
Okay. That's true.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Tell everybody how they can meet you, how they can follow you, what your next steps are, anything else you want them to know.
Okay. Well, hey, you can follow me at Leontine Abdullah or Leontine Collection. I'm working on Leontine Collection page now in the website, so it'll be changed and, more activity on the Leontine Collection. But for now, you can follow me at Leontine Abdullah. I try to share my little outfits that I make to go to my events. I try to share those little 3-hour outfits that I make, or 1.5 hours, however long it takes me, with you guys. So that way it'll keep you, the fashionistas inspired, and to see that you can too do it. I try to say, I write inspiring things, when I can. I try to share bits and pieces of my life with everyone. And also my website, leontinecollection.com. And then also, like I said, if there's anything in this world that you want, don't listen to anybody else. Listen to you. The inner you, your spirit is telling you what to do. It's telling you what to do. You can't ignore it. Because if you ignore it, you're going to end up working for somebody else for the rest of your life, and you're going to be miserable. And that's why people hate Monday. Because they got to get up and go to a job they don't even like. It's no reason why. I'm looking at people like, why you hate Monday? What's up? Oh, okay. They're like, we got a 3-day weekend when a holiday come up. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I got a weekend every day. And my thing is, do what you have to do. Do what you have to do until you're able to do what you want to do. Okay?
Amen.
Because I know that, like I said, everybody ain't got to, they can't quit their job, and that's fine. But you have to write down a plan. If you don't write down and implement a plan, then you're going to stay at that job. If I'm talking to people who want to leave, because there are some people who are fine with it, with a 9-to-5, and that's fine with me too. If they're happy with it, I love it. But I'm saying for people who are entrepreneurs and have entrepreneurial spirit, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have got to make a plan. Because if you don't make a plan, somebody else is about to make one for you. Yeah. When you get to work that morning, they tell you what you got to do. And I don't want to see that. I just refuse to see that. That would kill me, And like I said, if we have to go to work and work a 9-to-5, that's fine. But the goal is, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to make a plan. You got to write it down and stay focused.
I know that's right. And just as a sidebar, y'all, I was holding this in. I wasn't going to say it, but y'all can't see it. She sent me these pictures, y'all. Leontine got body.
That's that 6-mile walking.
She sent me her pictures because I was like, hey, I need a picture for the website and for your interview. She sent me these pictures. I was like, oh,
thank you. You know what? That feels so good to me, because I know we got to go, but my kid's father, oh, Lord. This man used to tell me, ain't nobody gonna want you. You gonna be big as a house. You gonna be ugly. You got 5 kids. And this is back over 20 years ago, of course. I was like in my
showed him.
He told me. And I said to myself, Negro, please. Like, I love myself, okay? And I don't care if I am big as a house. I'm still love myself. So with that to say, love yourself. Because people out there just miserable. They want you to be miserable too.
Yeah.
Don't let them.
Well, thank you so much. This has been amazing. Amazing. I just love your spirit. I love the conversation. This was awesome. I will be adding this again, contingent upon what Instagram does. I'll be adding this to the IPY Agency YouTube page. I will be getting a minute of it to put on Instagram, as well as the Diary of a PR Diva Facebook page. Leontine, thank you, thank you, thank you. I told you I was waiting for this one, girl. I was like,
thank you. I had so much fun. Thank you. I had fun.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you next time. Y'all be good. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.